Ugh, it's all over this plant.
Hey everybody, this is Brittany. Welcome back to my channel. A couple weeks ago, I went out to my garden only to find that my lilac bush, which was in the corner of one of my vegetable gardens, was absolutely covered in powdery mildew. It was not pretty. I decided to start on my treatment plan of that powdery mildew, which is perhaps a little different than other people. Some people use chemical fungicides, and personally, I'm not going to judge people if that's their choice. But I myself like to use natural alternatives whenever possible. So in the past year, I've done a little bit of experimenting, done some research, tried out some things, and found out what really works for me in terms of getting rid of funguses, whether it's powdery mildew or the damping off fungus that can happen when seedlings are a little too moist. And the more natural alternative that I found really worked for me was chamomile tea. Chamomile tea is a natural fungicide, and of course, while not being quite as strong as some of the chemical fungicides out there, with regular applications, I have found that the chamomile tea is effective with getting rid of powdery mildew. I do prefer to take off the leaves that have the worst of the powdery mildew though, and then just apply the chamomile tea to the leaves that have only started getting powdery mildew. I find that to be most effective. Once the leaves are completely covered in powdery mildew, it can be really difficult to salvage them. So I'll just give you a quick look-see on the tools that I use, and then we'll go out to the garden. So here's my chamomile tea. It's been steeping for the last 45 minutes or so. It's still quite warm, but that's okay as long as it's not super hot. It should be good to put into my plastic spray bottle. That was about 3.5 cups of chamomile tea. I didn't want to put any more water than that with my tea bag because then it would make the tea a little bit too weak for my purposes. And I'll meet you outside. Here I am with one of my 2 afflicted lilac bushes. As you can see, this is quite sparse, and that's actually because I already pruned off a lot of the most affected branches. So what we have left are the leaves that I think I should be able to save. This one actually has some brown on it, so it's already started to die. Really should just get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my spray bottle is set to a good spray. It shouldn't be a stream, but it also shouldn't necessarily be too fine a mist because we do want to coat the leaves. And if it's too fine a mist, it takes forever to coat the leaves. So I'm going to start spraying my leaves, and I want to make sure to get both sides, not only the top but also the underside of the leaves. And this is because the fungus really takes hold on both sides, and so if you just spray one side, then it'll still be able to eat the other side and kill the leaf. See how I evenly coated these leaves with the chamomile tea? They almost look like it just rained or something. That's what we want with the leaves, to be able to fully get rid of the fungus. So I'll be doing this with both of my lilac bushes once every day in an attempt to get rid of the powdery mildew, and hopefully by the end of fall we should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do my second tree, and then I'll get back to you. So thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful to any of you who might have powdery mildew in their gardens. This is definitely the time of year for it. If you have any cucumber, squash, chances are they'll probably have, one of them will probably have powdery mildew. Definitely if it is on one of those plants, you can treat it the exact same way I did with my lilac shrub. So if you did find this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more gardening videos, and I'll see you guys later. Happy gardening!